Hi and welcome back to a new video. I'm so glad you could make it, and welcome to the last video of 2025, and it's a very exciting one and one that has been months in the making for me. So as you have been able to see in the title, I am finally showing you my book journal setup for the year of 2026. And as I mentioned, it has been months in the making. I have not had the time to just sit down and do this all in one go because this is so time consuming. I'm sorry for Daisy walking in the background. It's extremely time consuming, and I did have a total of like 6 hours of material to edit, and that is not even filming everything. So yeah, it has been taking a long time, but I am so happy with how it turned out, and I hope that you will enjoy it too. So I will add a little voiceover to this part where I'm setting up the journal. However, if you do not want to listen but just watch, feel free to turn on some music or whatever. It's completely up to you. But yeah, let's see what my book journal setup for the year of 2026 is looking like. Alrighty, so let's get into my book journal of 2026. I did get this journal off of Amazon. I was previously using a Leuchtturm one, but I just really liked the look of this one. And as you can see, I'm starting out with 2 pages with bookshelves, where the one to the left will be my book goal. So there's 60 books on that bookshelf, which is my reading goal for 2026. And then each time I finish a book, I will write the title and then I will color it in according to a key that I have at the bottom of the page. So each color represents a certain rating. And this I also did last year in my book journal, and I just really enjoyed how that ended up looking and the whole concept of that. And then on the right, I made a bookcase with the books that I own before 2026. So that is over 100 books, and I just want to kind of be more motivated to finish books off of my physical TBR. And this way, anytime I finish a book that I already own before 2026, I can color that in. So later on in the video, you will see me filling out all the titles for the books. But yeah, there is quite a few, but I am very excited to kind of fill that one out so I can see the progress I hopefully make in 2026. And I do want to make my journal look a little bit scrapbooky, so I am using quite a bit of like brown craft paper, and I really like how that ended up looking. For the next page, I decided to make a Dutch door situation where I'm going to log all of the books that I read in 2026. So it might be a little bit repetitive from the pages before, but I did really miss having a spread like this in my 2025 journal. And also, if I do end up reading more than my reading goal, I can fit in those books here as well. And here I can add which days I read the books as well. So I do think that this one will be very handy and that I will get a lot of use out of this. Then on the next spread, I decided to make a monthly tracker as well as a genre tracker. So I did have a monthly tracker in my 2025 journal as well, and I thought it was very satisfying to see how much I read each month and kind of compare. And then my genre tracker I decided to make in a different way than last year, because I did do a book tris kind of setup last year, but I wanted to try something new. And then I'm also doing a daily reading tracker where I can track which days I start a new book and which days I finish a book, and also which days I read, which I will not be filling this out every day, but thanks to my Goodreads, I will be able to keep track of that anyway. So yeah, I did make a little key with the same brown paper here as well. And then I also decided to make a books that make me spread, or that made me. So basically it will be books that made me question everything, books that made me sob. And yeah, you can just pause that in case you want to see that, and I will also go into that in my final little flip through. And then I did an A to Z challenge, which I also did last year and really enjoyed. However, this year I don't only want to write out the titles, but I want to actually paste in the book covers for the books that I read for each letter. So I decided to do it like this, and then in each little square I can actually paste the book cover. Then I did end up making a book bingo this year again. I did really enjoy my book bingo last year. However, I did kind of miss being able to see which book I read for each category. So therefore I did make like 2 little book bingos. So then on the left page I can see what I'm actually filling out. And then on the right page I can again paste in the little book cover for the book that I end up choosing for each little category, I guess. I also did want to make a spread with some book quotes because I do always love a good quote. So there I can just basically brain dump quotes that I loved, quotes that stuck with me, quotes that I could relate to. And I did a Hall of Fame, which is also pretty self-explanatory. I will just fill out my favorite books of the year there or paste in the covers. I did also end up making another book bracket. I really loved filling mine out this year and the year before, so that one has been one of my favorite spreads. And again, I will fill out my favorite book for each month, and then they will kind of compete with each other, and then we will have a top 3 as well as the book of the year. We then have my book club spread, and again I did choose to do a little Dutch door situation, and here I will paste in all the covers for the books that we end up reading for book club. And this time I did decide to give a little space to actually fill out my reviews as well. So either I can write what the other members in the book club gave the books, or what we ended up discussing, or what I thought about the book, because last year I only had space for my ratings. And then I have a new to me spread this year, which is an author's backlist, because I have discovered quite a few new favorite authors that have written a lot of books that I haven't yet read or that I do want to get to. So here I decided to just add 3 of my favorite authors for now, and then I can just fill out whenever I have more authors to add. And I will just fill out the little backlists that they have, and then every time I read one I will highlight. I will also show you in the end of this video whenever I have filled that out a little bit more and also decorated it a bit. And then I did decide last minute to do some reading stats, but this one I want to fill out every 3 months. So here I will fill out the book that I rated highest, the book that I rated lowest, how many pages and books I've read, and which genres I've read, because I think it could be pretty interesting to see how that differs from, for example, January to March, and then April to June, and so on. So I did make 4 of these little spreads with a Dutch door as well. And here you can see the books owned before 2026 filled out, and a little flip through of my rating journal for 2026 with some added details and stickers and washi tapes. I did make a few spreads off camera. I will go through those as well at the end of this video, so this one is one example of that. Right, so now you've seen my setup for the year of 2026. I do just quickly want to show you and go through a couple of things, because a couple of the spreads in this journal I did not set up on camera. So I do just quickly want to show you those. First of all, I did actually end up making like my little start page yesterday, and that was not filmed because I had already finished filming like the setup of this. But I am very happy with how it turned out. So this is what it's looking like. So I made this little like frame with me and 2026 and a little like flower theme going on, and then when you open that you get like the full picture of me. So I've written a few things about me, so that I'm 27 years old, that I work 2 jobs at the moment, that I'm a first year teacher student, that I'm a dog mom of course, and you know, just a few things, as well as 2026 book journal. And then one of the spreads that you were able to see in my like final flip through, but that I also did not set up on camera, is my series tracker, because I did end up making this one when I had a little journal evening with a close friend of mine. So here I've basically just written out all the series that I'm in the middle of, or that I physically own and do want to start. So I did make a little Dutch door for this, which has been my favorite thing to do in this journal, as you will have been able to see. But yeah, so it is pretty self-explanatory. So whenever I finish a book in the series, I will just color that in, and hopefully I will have finished off a few series in the year of 2026. I did also yesterday fill out the books that we are reading for book club in the first half of the year, because we did end up deciding that a few weekends ago. So these are the books that we will be reading for book club for the first 6 months of the year. So this is also a Dutch door. And I also added some pictures of the book club here, which I think was super cute, and the book club just means a lot to me, so I'm so happy to have that there. I also ended up filling out my authors backlist for the 3 authors that I had come up with so far. So I mean, it's pretty sloppy written, but I will just highlight whenever I have finished one of these books by 3 of my favorite authors, and then I will just fill out whenever I come up with more authors that I want to read from. And I did also add some stickers to kind of make it look a little bit more fun. And the last spread that you would have been able to see my flip through, but that I did not make on camera, is my goals page. I did make this in one of my Bookmas vlogs. But yeah, this is a pretty simple one. I just drew like a letter type page with some goals that I would love to reach for the year of 2026. So that is my book journal for the year of 2026. I'm beyond excited to start using this. I am so happy that we are going into a new year tomorrow and that I can start right away. I hope that you also liked watching this and liked seeing what I did with my book journal. Maybe you got some inspiration for spreads. Maybe you have some ideas for spreads for my journal. Feel free to let me know in the comments. And if you do want to see more content from me in the year of 2026, please do not forget to subscribe. And I do want to wish you guys a happy new year. Please be safe on New Year's Eve. And I really hope to see you again next year. Have a good one until then.